Welcome back on the Eagles Sports Network. 12:02 first pitch here from Johnson City in Game 2 of the day between Carson-Newman and Converse. It is Sarah Walker that will make her first career start in an Eagles uniform. Quick turnaround here, just about 19 minutes between the end of the Carson-Newman and Davis and Elkins game that ended in a 5-1 victory for Carson-Newman and improved to 3-0. It's a first pitch here, and it is a ground out for Sarah Walker to begin the afternoon against a Converse team that is making its first game of day 2. And quickly moving here as Smith will make the play on another ground out forced by Walker, and it is 2 quick outs for Carson-Newman to begin the day and to begin the debut of Sarah Walker. As here comes Madison Davis up to bat. I'll get you the full order for Converse when we get on the other side of things as Sarah Walker continues to work and deals a first pitch strike to Madison Davis. For Walker, she's had some appearances at the dish, but this is her first time on the mound, the freshman from Mills River, North Carolina. And the 0-1 brushes inside to Davis, and it's 1-1. Walker yesterday went 1 for 4 batting-wise against Concord with a double. And that bat as a pinch hitter earlier today. Here's the 1-1. High chopper towards second. Winchester Fields fires, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for Sarah Walker to keep things moving along from Johnson City. Just a 2-minute inning, sub 10 pitches thrown, and now we'll get our first look at the Carson-Newman bats when they will face Natasha Fife for the Valkyries when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
In 2025, we celebrate 130 years of Carson-Newman athletics. Over the years, the teams at Carson-Newman have been known for their toughness and Christian spirit. Through the decades, teams and individuals playing at the highest levels have brought recognition for this little school on the banks of Mossy Creek. While we remember the past, we look towards the future. So join the Eagle Club today as we continue to support our athletes and coaches through funding and facilities. Talons up.
Join the Eagle Club today. Visit cneagles.com/Eagle Club.
Welcome back to Johnson City. A 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Sarah Walker, making her Carson-Newman debut in the circle. And now here comes Malia Smith to lead things off. Reese Winchester and Macaulay Bailey will follow in the bottom of the first inning for Carson-Newman that are wearing their same uniforms they wore in the first game, the light blue jerseys with the blue pants and the blue accents, blue numbers with white outline and the white Eagles written across the front with a blue outline there. Malia Smith takes the first pitch strike from Natasha Fife, the left-hander for Converse, and then delivers a ball to make the count 1-1. For Converse, they are in an all-white look, white jerseys with purple shoulders, the purple Converse written across the front with purple numbers on the back, a gold outline and accents on the jersey, white pants with white socks and purple stirrups as the 1-1, wave and a miss from Smith, and it's 1-2 in the bottom of the first inning. The 1-2. Smith goes around trying to softly lay one down and a swing and a miss for a strikeout to start the bottom of the first inning for the Valkyries. Converse 1-3 so far. Had a pair of losses yesterday to Tusculum and Mars Hill. First pitch is a ball to Reese Winchester. And now Fife finds the outside edge on the 1-0, and it's 1-1. A 1-1 from Fife, dips down and away from the right-handed hitting Reese Winchester, freshman second baseman. A 2-1 from Fife, outside 3-1. For Fife this season, she is 0-1 so far. Here on the 3-1, Winchester, a pop-up, shallow right center. Ranging back to make the play is the second baseman, and Charlie Schwartzel. Looking at the Converse defensive lineman, out in center field is Tyler Carback. Megan Monk is in left, and Aubrey Leonard is in right. The catcher is Jaden Gentile. Gentili is the catcher, and she'll block the first pitch ball on the first pitch to Macaulay Bailey. Madison Davis is over at third. The shortstop is Olivia Jones, as that one misses high from Fife, 2-0. As I said, Schwartzel is the second baseman, and then Kiara Thomas is the first baseman. 2-0 is a called strike on the outside corner to Bailey, and the lefty on righty matchup. Here's the 2-1. Catches the outside corner once more, and it's 2-2. Bailey gets underneath it on a shallow pop-up left center. It's a long run for the left fielder, and she's unable to come up with it. Bailey trying to stretch it into second, and she gets in ahead of the tag. Megan Monk trying to come all the way over from deep left field to come up with that play. Had to go full extension. It will go down as a base hit for Macaulay Bailey, and then advancing over to second base. As here comes Grace Gregory, first pitch swinging, and she fouls it away down the left field line. Hard to credit an error there, but might go back and make an edit on that play there. As Gregory comes in on the 0-1, it's a pop-up right to the pitcher in Fife, and she will make the grab for out number 3. Bailey gets on, but Carson-Newman can't bring it across, and we will head into the second, same way we started this one. Scoreless, 0-0 between Carson-Newman and Converse on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Into the second inning here on the Eagle Sports Network, Carson-Newman and Converse for the fourth and final game from the Big Region Preseason Preview Invitational here at the James K. Ellis Softball Complex, hosted by King University. And it is scoreless 3-1 as Sarah Walker heads out for her second inning of work. Just threw 7 pitches in that first inning and delivers a first pitch strike to the designated hitter, Carly Gibson. The 0-1. Gibson turns, drives it out towards center field. It'll drop in for a leadoff base hit out in front of Abby Martin. And the first hit for the Valkyries belongs to Gibson. Gibson came in as the second leading hitter on this Converse team. She will be pinch ran for over at first base. Here's the first pitch and a ground ball to second. Flip to second for one. On to first, it's a double play. 4-6-3 is how Carson-Newman rolls it up on the first offering to Kiara Thomas. And just like that, there are 2 away after the pinch runner came in, and Sophia Nacy. And then the first pitch to Thomas is a 4-6-3 double play. First offering on a high pop-up, right side of the infield, and the catch is made by Winchester. Lightning quick in the second inning for Sarah Thomas. Going to have to catch up on all those plays. I think I can count the amount of pitches she threw in that inning on one hand. And just like that, we will head into the bottom of the second. Still scoreless between Carson-Newman and Converse on the Eagle Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Johnson City. Scoreless through an inning and a half as Sarah Walker moving at lightning pace in her first career start in the circle for Carson-Newman. Brings up the Carson-Newman bats once again. Anne-Marie Richards steps into the righty's batter's box. Had a pair of hits in the first contest today when Carson-Newman took on Davis and Elkins and picked up a 5-1 win. As Richards is ahead 2-0. As now it moves to 3-0. Chopper on the ground on the 3-0 to second. Fielded on a couple of hops by Schwartzel. And fire on the first for out number 1. First pitch to Katie Mathena, who's playing in right field, is a strike, and it's 0-1. With one away, Mathena and game 1 for Carson-Newman. A solid day as count now moves to 0-2. If you're on the Carson-Newman website and you're looking at the score, a little bit of a miscue as it has the home and road team flipped and says Carson-Newman lost. I assure you they did win. I'll have to edit that in between innings. But for Mathena in that first game, she had a solid day. Reached base a couple of times. The 0-2 after a foul ball is off the plate, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 outside, 2-2. For Mathena in game 1, 1 for 2, 2 runs scored, also reached on a walk. Here comes the 2-2 from Fife. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Mathena goes down looking, and there are 2 away in the bottom of the second. And now coming up to bat is the pitcher in Sarah Walker, who has made quick work of the Valkyrie hitters. Now trying to get it done on the offensive end. Was 1 for 4 yesterday against Concord, and then was a pinch hitter this morning. Went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch is high from Fife. It's 1-0. The 1-0, Walker in the air, deep drive, left field, there it goes, it is gone! Sarah Walker, the first long ball of the season for Carson-Newman softball, and the freshman delivers with her first career home run. It is 1-0 Carson-Newman in the bottom of the second inning. What a start for Sarah Walker, dealing in the circle. And then launches one deep to left field. It's 1-0 Carson-Newman in the bottom of the second inning. It was a quick look back for the left fielder, and then it was way, way over her head and over the fence. As here comes Addie Saunders, and she takes the first pitch ball. And Coach Michael Graves has kind of been waiting for the bats to come alive, and Sarah Walker delivers just that as Saunders comes up empty on the 1-0, and it's 1-1. Megan Monk, the left fielder, started going back, and that ball was scraping the sky as it went out of here. Here comes the 1-1 to Saunders. Slaps it foul down the left field line. Here comes the 1-2 to Saunders. Saunders a blooper, shallow left field, and Monk comes on to make the grab for out number 3, and we will head into the top of the third, but Carson-Newman strikes first on the long ball from Sarah Walker. First home run of the season for the Eagles, first career home run for Sarah Walker, who will return to the circle and looks to keep things rolling here in the final game from Johnson City. Back with more on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
We're back on the Eagle Sports Network, top of the third inning. It is 1-0 Carson-Newman after a solo home run from Sarah Walker. And the first home run of the season for the Eagles. As Walker delivers a first pitch strike. And now a ball as she is facing Charlie Schwartzel, the second baseman for Converse. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Valkyries. The 1-1 floated out towards center field, and the catch is made by Abby Martin for out number 1. Walker worked an unconventional 1-2-3 inning in the second inning, gave up a leadoff base hit to Charlie Gibson, then induced a 4-6-3 double play. And now here comes the 8-hitter, and Jaden Gentili. And she takes the first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Here is the 0-1, and it misses upstairs. 1-1 to Gentili. Here comes the 1-1, and it's inside. Makes it 2-1. And now 3-1 as that one also misses. Here's the 3-1, shoots it the other way, does Gentili, and into right field for a base hit. A one-out base knock for Jaden Gentili. Second hit of the afternoon for Converse. And it brings up Aubrey Leonard, the 9-hitter and right fielder in this Converse order. First pitch is a ball on the inner half. Sarah Walker's been moving so quick, I haven't had a chance to talk about the defensive alignment for Carson-Newman. Abby Martin is in center field. Katie Mathena flanks her in right, and in left is Addie Saunders. The infield has remained unchanged through 4 games so far as the 1-0 catches the outer edge, 1-1. Macaulay Bailey is at first, and Grace Gregory is at third, the 2 seniors. And then up the middle, it's a pair of freshmen. Reese Winchester at second, Malia Smith at short, Anne-Marie Richards behind the plate once more, as Leonard fouls the 1-1 away down the first base side. And it's 2-1. The 1-2 misses upstairs, and it's 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Leonard as Walker picks up her first career strikeout to go along with her first career home run today on her first career start. As Megan Monk steps in as it turns back over to the top of the Carson-Newman order, to the top of the Converse order, as Walker misses outside on a fastball, and it's 1-0. At first base is Jaden Gentili, the catcher. Here comes the 1-0. That's right down the chute from Walker for a called strike. Just 26 pitches for Sarah Walker so far. Here comes the 1-1. Called strike. Outside corner. And it's 1-2. Sun has kind of disappeared a little bit on a cloudy day, heavily cloudy, as it's turned into the afternoon. The 1-2 fouled away down the third base side by Monk. Temperatures, though, up to 52 degrees, with a real feel at 53. Stark difference from the low 30s yesterday. And when chatting with Coach Graves this morning, I think he said the most exciting thing he had for today, he was going to be able to wear sunglasses with it being sunny out. And Carson-Newman looking to improve to 4-0 after a win over Davis and Elkins this morning. A 5-1 final. 2-1, another foul ball for a Monk. And the count stays where it is. Here comes the 1-2. Monk down the third base side, and it slices foul from off the bat of the lefty. The 1-2, slow roller to short. Smith fields, flips to second where Winchester is, and gets the force out there to keep Converse scoreless. As we head into the bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Carson-Newman leads. Sarah Walker dealing in the circle, has the long ball as well. Carson-Newman looking for more when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
In 2025, we celebrate 130 years of Carson-Newman athletics. Over the years, the teams at Carson-Newman have been known for their toughness and Christian spirit. Through the decades, teams and individuals playing at the highest levels have brought recognition for this little school on the banks of Mossy Creek. While we remember the past, we look towards the future. So join the Eagle Club today as we continue to support our athletes and coaches through funding and facilities. Talons up.
Join the Eagle Club today. Visit seeandeagles.com/Eagle Club.
Bottom of the third inning from the James K. Ellis Softball Complex. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagles Sports Network. It is a 1-0 Carson-Newman lead over Converse. In the bottom of the third inning, Abby Martin leads things off for the Eagles, facing Natasha Fife. And the first pitch is an off-speed that loops into the top of the zone, 0-1. Martin has had a good start to the season so far. The 0-1 outside. And it's 1-1. Senior from Gadsden, Alabama. Picked up a pair of RBIs on an 0-for-2 day this morning, increasing her season total to 4 already as the 1-1. Swing and a miss for Martin. 1-2. The 1-2, Martin catches a piece of it, fouling it straight back into the fence behind home plate. Martin, in the bottom part of this Carson-Newman order, does a really good job at setting the table for what lies ahead in the top of the order for the Eagles. Martin fights it off just off the end of her bat with a foul ball. Keeps the count as is at 1-2. It'll turn back over to the top of the order with Malia Smith and Reese Winchester in this bottom half of the third inning. All three possess tremendous speed. This is a dangerous part of the order if Carson-Newman is able to put the pieces together, get some runners on, and let the heart of this Carson-Newman order go to work as the 1-2 misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fife looking in, has her sign, and here comes the break even. And the drop pitch hangs upstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes as Martin has worked the count full. Here comes the 3-2. Down and away outside, and it's a leadoff walk for Abby Martin. Brings it back to the top of the order with Malia Smith. Smith struck out swinging to start this afternoon contest with the Valkyries. Carson-Newman all-time 7-0 when they've taken on Converse, including a 6-5 win last year. First pitch to Smith is a ball. Throw down to second as Martin was on the move, and she's in safely with the stolen base. Third stolen base for Abby Martin. Had 2 yesterday. Gets 1 there. Here's the 1-0. Smith lays down a bunt. It pops up off her bat and goes to the fence behind home plate for a foul ball. Now with Martin in scoring position for the Eagles, trying to unlock this offense. that had a 2-1 win over Glenville State. Smith was the hero with a game-winning RBI single in the top of the 7th. And then put up a crooked number against the Mountain Lions of Concord as Smith takes a strikeout on the outer half, and it's 1-2. Eventually went on to win 6-5. And then against Davis and Elkins, found a breakthrough in the bottom of the 6th inning with 3 runs there to add some insurance. Here's the 1-2. Smith goes around trying to slap one down the third base side, and she goes down swinging for the second time today as Martin will stay planted over at second base. Reese Winchester now coming up to bat. And the talented Winchester 0 for 1 today. Had an RBI single in her first at-bat of her career yesterday to start it off against Glenville State. Just the second at-bat of the season for Carson-Newman. And it was very quickly a 1-0 lead against the Pioneers. Winchester came in batting and came into this game 4 for 8. That one misses outside on the 1-0, and caught the outside edge, and it's 1-1. Then a snap throw down to second from the catcher in Gentili, and saw Martin with a headfirst dive back in ahead of the tag. Count is at 1-1 with 1 away to Reese Winchester. Abby Martin in scoring position over at second base. The 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting Reese Winchester. Here comes the 2-1. Winchester sends a pop-up into right field. Moving in to make the grab is the right fielder and Leonard. And then she'll fire it back in as Martin faked going to third, and that will have 2 away for Macaulay Bailey. So it's Angela Tucker that's out in right field in place of Leonard. First pitch to Bailey is a ball downstairs, and it's 1-0. 1-0. Bailey fouls it straight back, and it's 1-1. And here comes the 1-1 to Bailey, down and away outside. 2-1. Macaulay Bailey picked up a single her first time up and then advanced over to second after the left fielder and Monk dove after it on a towering pop-up, and then it caromed off of her and went splintering into center field, allowing Bailey to advance up to second base. As a 2-1 is outside, 3 balls and a strike. Hitters count for Bailey. The pitch home. Big wave and a miss. And the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. Martin still sitting over at second base. Here's the 3-2. Bailey gets underneath it. Pop-up that will drift into foul ground down the third base side, and then a miscommunication between Fife and the catcher Gentili. Neither one backing off, and it ricochets off their gloves. 5 comes home on another 3-2. That misses outside, and it is ball 4 to Bailey. Let's put runners on first and second for Grace Gregory, who has just got 1 hit so far this season across the first 3 games. Has struggled to get into gear just a little bit. First pitch fouled straight back behind home plate, and it's 0-1. Gregory, a transfer from North Alabama. Missed all of last season with an injury, so still trying to get back up to speed as the 0-1 misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Bailey over at first base, and Martin on second in a 1-0 lead for Carson-Newman. Lone run came on the first home run of the season for the Eagles. A solo blast off the bat of freshman Sarah Walker. 1-1. Right at the top of the rail, top rail of the zone, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Grace Gregory. Walker on the mat in the circle has been tremendous for Carson-Newman. Here's the 1-2. Gregory the other way, and a leaping grab over at first base by Kiara Thomas. Going full extension to keep that one from going into right field. That would have scored Martin with ease with her speed. Instead, it stays at a 1-0 game as we head into the 4th inning. Here on the Eagles Sports Network, back with more from Johnson City on the other side of this break.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Back at the James K. Softball Complex here on the Eagles Sports Network. Matt Scalzo with you. Sarah Walker settles back into the circle and deals a first pitch ball to Tyler Karabach in this Converse order to get things going in the top of the 4th inning. Karabach is 0 for 1 with a ground out to Malia Smith as that finds the outside corner and the count moves to 1-1. Walker has surrendered just 2 hits, has left 1 runner left on base, has a strikeout so far. The 1-1 high and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Here comes the 2-1 from Walker on the ground by Karabach to second base, fielded on the backhand by Winchester, who drops to an E, fires to first, and it's in time for out number 1 in the 4th inning. Here comes Madison Davis up to bat for the Valkyries. Defense and pitching continues to be the recipe for success for Carson-Newman, holding on to a 1-run lead in the top of the 4th inning. Next pitch from Walker on the First offering to Davis is a called strike right at the knees of the right-handed hitting third baseman. Here's the 0-1. Davis, pop-up that will drift into right center field. Mathena ranges into the gap, moving to her right, and she'll make the grab for out number 2. Sarah Walker has been moving quickly, getting quick outs, letting her defense behind her make plays. Just 36 pitches through 3 2/3 innings of work. And the difference maker so far on the solo home run to add things onto it on what has been an impressive day for the freshman from North Carolina. Deals a first pitch strike to Charlie Gibson, and then misses outside, and it's 1-1. And the next one is called a strike. And so here comes Walker again, set and delivers. Gibson on the ground, fielded by Gregory on one hop, fires across the diamond to first, and it's in time for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 frame for Sarah Walker. It's still a 1-0 Carson-Newman lead. They're looking for more, trying to get the offense into gear when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Hey Eagle fans, check out the Eagle Shop, the official store of the Carson-Newman Eagles. Located in the MSAC Grand Hall, the Eagle Shop has all your Carson-Newman apparel, from brands like Nike, Columbia, and Comfort Colors. The Eagle Shop has all your gifts, gear, and accessories. Can't make it in person? Visit eagleshop.cn.edu. That's eagleshop.cn.edu for all your Carson-Newman clothing needs.
It's halftime. We'll head back to the arena for the...
Welcome back to Johnson City. Bottom of the 4th inning, Anne-Marie Richards leads off. First pitch swing hits a ground ball to third, fielded by Davis. Low throw, but the pick is made by Thomas over at first, and there is one gone on one pitch in a short-lived battle between Fife and Richards. As Katie Mathena will now step into the righty's batter's box. Richards now falls to 0 for 2 on the afternoon so far in Game 4 of this 2-day excursion to Johnson City. Mathena takes the first pitch ball on the outer half. Eagles are 3-0. Wins over Glenville State, Concord, and Davis and Elkins, all from the Mountain East, as it moves to 2-0 against Mathena. And now they're taking on a Conference Carolinas foe in Converse, a team that they will see later this season on the 24th of February on the road in Spartanburg. Mathena jammed inside, sends a blooper out towards right field, and the catch is made along the right line by Angela Tucker for out number 2. And so here comes the difference maker in the game so far, Sarah Walker, who's been stellar in the circle, and also in her last trip to the plate in the second inning, delivered a towering shot deep to left field for the first home run of the season for Carson-Newman, her first career home run in her collegiate career. And as I said, it's the difference, a 1-0 lead for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's been all Sarah Walker so far. Here comes the 1-0. And it burns the outer edge. 1-1 from Fife. Just a total of 4 hits between the two sides. Here comes the 1-1 to Walker. Hangs outside. 2 balls and a strike. Lefty on righty matchup between Fife and Walker. 2-1. A healthy hack from Walker, but she comes up empty. And the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Nobody on the bases in the bottom of the fourth inning. Fife looking to respond with a 1-2-3 inning of her own. Here comes the 2-2. And the off-speed misses outside and a little high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 3-2. Walker, late swing, but fights it off, shooting it down the first base side, foul. And keeps the count full with 2 away. Next pitch will be the 70th of the contest for Fife. Here comes the 3-2. And it misses upstairs. Ball 4, Sarah Walker reaches on a walk. Only 3 hitters for Carson-Newman have reached base. Walker twice, although her first trip on the bases was uncontested after her solo home run. This is the first pitch to Addie Saunders in the lefty's batter's box. Is a foul ball, or is a ball, and it's 1-0, not fouled off. Macaulay Bailey has reached both times as well, and then Abby Martin worked a walk her last time up. Those are the only 3 Eagles that have stepped on the bases as Saunders lets that one go. Two balls, no strikes. The next pitch to Saunders is inside, ball 3. Carson-Newman looking for a little bit of 2-out magic. Saunders in a 3-0 count. The pitch home from Fife is a called strike, and then a snap throw down to first by Gentili. Sees Walker dive back in as it goes caroming into right field as Thomas couldn't come up with the pick. Angela Tucker backs it up, though, and Walker has to stay over at first base. The 3-1 to Saunders. Jam shot, lifts it in the air, left field foul ground, giving chase a trio of Valkyries, but nobody can come up with it. And the count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. And the payoff pitch to Saunders. Fouls it off. Lengthy at-bat here. 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming between Saunders and Fife. Lefty on lefty matchup. Here comes another 3-2, and it's another foul ball from Saunders as she sends a sculling shot down the first base line. Here comes the 3-2. And Saunders stays alive, clipping one into the fence behind home plate on another foul ball. And so this long at bat carries on. With 2 away in the bottom of the 4th, Sarah Walker over at first base, a 1-0 Carson-Newman lead. Fife trying to get out of this inning. The 3-2, Saunders back up the middle into center field, but in the right spot to make the play, Tyler Karabak. And that will do it in the bottom of the 4th inning. A line out to center field for Saunders sends us into the 5th inning. Still a 1-0 Carson-Newman lead. Back with more from the Big Region preseason preview invitational when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
In 2025, we celebrate 130 years of Carson-Newman athletics. Over the years, the teams at Carson-Newman have been known for their toughness and Christian spirit. Through the decades, teams and individuals playing at the highest levels have brought recognition for this little school on the banks of Mossy Creek. While we remember the past, we look towards the future. So join the Eagle Club today as we continue to support our athletes and coaches through funding and facilities. Talons up.
Join the Eagle Club today. Visit seeaneagles.com/Eagle Club.
We welcome you back to the James K. Ellis Softball Park here at Johnson City at Winged Deer Park. Game 4 of this 2-day affair for Carson-Newman, trying to get to 4-0. They hold a 1-0 lead over Converse. As we come into the top of the 5th inning, Sarah Walker returns to the circle and faces Kiara Thomas. The first offering is a strike on the outer half, and it's 0-1. Walker coming into this inning, 40 pitches, 28 strikes. On the other side, Natasha Fife has thrown upwards of 80, just under that at 78. As the 0-1, Walker goes upstairs. Thomas can't catch up to it and chases it. It's 0-2 on a swing and a miss. Walker looks at her left wrist, the 0-2 home. Chopper on the ground, third base side, and it's out of reach for a diving Grace Gregory into left field. Picked up by Saunders, who fires it back in and holds Thomas to a leadoff single. And now here comes Olivia Jones up to bat, but it looks like we will have a pinch runner for Kiara Thomas. Or possibly a pinch hitter in place of Jones, and that appears to be what the case is, as Jones has taken her helmet off, has gone back into the dugout down the first base side. And there will also be a pinch runner as well in this situation. And so the pinch hitter will be Alexis Felker, the freshman from Oviedo, Florida, and then the pinch runner is Addie Brannon from Moscow, Idaho. So a lot of changes here, but all caught up as Converse puts the tying run on the bases. As Carson-Newman looks for 9 more outs to get a perfect trip to Johnson City, as Walker's first pitch to Felke is inside for ball 1. Or Felker, excuse me. The 1-0. Called strike on the outside corner Walker evens it at 1-1. Felkner didn't start today, but she had started the other 4 contests prior. Was 4 for 14 across those games for Converse. The 1-1 dips in the turf. And a good block behind the plate by Anne-Marie Richards. Keeps it where it is, and the count moves to 2-1. 2-1. Jam shot, pop-up that will stay on the infield. Walker comes out of the circle towards the third base line and will make the grab for out number 1 in this top of the half of the 5th inning. First pitch to Charlie Schwartzel. This is inside, and it's 1-0 with Brandon still over at first base. Here comes the 1-0 from Walker. Called strike, painting the inside corner. Next pitch will be the 50th of the afternoon for Sarah Walker. 1-1. On the ground from Schwartzel to Smith at short. To second for 1. The turn and throw is late from Winchester as Schwartzel's able to reach base on a fielder's choice. So here comes Jaden Gentili. We're 2 away, and now Schwartzel represents the tying run at first base. First pitch to the catcher is a strike right down the chute. Walker sets with the ball at her hip. 0-1. Gentili turns, lifts a pop-up right towards Smith at shortstop. She'll make the play, and that will do it in the away half of the 5th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on base as Converse will head back to the field with the Carson-Newman Bats looking to kickstart its offense as Sarah Walker continues to slam the door shut against the Valkyries. Back with more from Johnson City on the other side of this break on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe
We're
with a
back
new
in
electric
Johnson
heat pump
City
or new attic.
as changes for the Valkyries defensively. Both Kiara Thomas and Olivia Jones, who were pinch ran for and pinch hit for in the away half of the 5th inning, have re-entered. Thomas at first base, Jones at shortstop, as Abby Martin leads things off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Carson-Newman clinging to a 1-0 lead off the solo home run from Sarah Walker. Her first career home run and first home run of the season for the Eagles. Back in the 2nd inning, Matt Scalza with you on the Eagle Sports Network. First offering to Abby Martin is fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. Next one to Martin on the 0-1. Scorched back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Abby Martin continues to find ways to get on base, this time with a single up the middle. reached earlier in this contest on a walk, and she has just continued to be such a tough out. And now here is Malia Smith. 80 pitches now for Fife. Smith lets the first one go by. Martin takes off, and she's in safely with another stolen base, as that pitch also missed low to Smith, and Abby Martin has stolen base number 5 already through 4 games. The 1-0. High and outside. Martin thought about going to third. She's about halfway to the bag, or halfway down to third. There was no one covering second base, and so the catcher in Gentili just kindly ushers her back towards second base as the center fielder Karabak was coming in to try and force Martin's hand. 2-0. Smith pops up a bunt that is caught by the catcher in Gentili, who then snaps a throw over to second. And Martin gets back in safely. And it looks like there might be a pinch hitter coming in for Michael Graves and company. As Martin's still over at first, and Reese Winchester has gone back into the dugout, and out comes Winter Morris to pinch hit in this spot. Morris, a senior out of Virginia, has struggled to get the bat going. Got the start in game 1 yesterday. Trying to get things going here. Takes a first pitch ball, and it's 1-0. 0 for 4 yesterday. Didn't make any appearances in game 1 today. As the 1-0 catches the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting senior in Winter Morris. Abby Martin over at second base in scoring position. Trying to give Carson-Newman its second run of the ball game. As Morris swings on the 1-1, fouls it away down the first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Martin, with her speed, any ball to the outfield, can probably score her. Would be a huge difference maker in the overall complexion of this contest. The 1-2. Ball outside in the lefty's batter's box. Morris lays off, and 2-2. With 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-2. Fife looks in a lefty on righty matchup. Morris crowding the plate in the righty's batter's box. The 2-2. Outside for ball 3, and Morris patiently and selectively lets that pitch go by. Good plate discipline, inches just a little bit closer, chokes up on the bat in the righty's batter's box. Sitting deep in the box. Here comes the payoff pitch. Morris, fly ball, center field, pushes Karabak back, and it bounces over the wall, ground rule double to drive in Abby Martin. And Winter Morris comes in clutch, battling, being selective with the pitches she takes, and gets a ground rule double out to center field. And more importantly, drives in Abby Martin to make it 2-0 Carson-Newman. And then there will be a change as Reese Winchester will re-enter on the bases for Winter Morris. As here comes Macaulay Bailey up to bat. Big spot for Winter Morris. She comes in clutch, sending a deep shot to center field. Was over the head of Karabak and one hopped over the fence. And the first hit of the 2026 season for Winter Morris. Picks up her 22nd RBI in her career after 10 a year ago. Fourth career double as well. As the first pitch to Bailey misses down and away outside to the right-handed hitter. Winchester with speed over at second. A ball to the outfield can score her. And a huge insurance run for Carson-Newman to feel a little bit more comfortable looking for 6 more outs. Bailey jammed inside, pops one up down the first base side. A diving attempt by Gentili to come up with the grab, and it just splinters off her glove to even the count at 1-1. Bailey has reached base both times today. A single and a walk. Here comes the 1-1, and she notches a piece of it, fouling it straight back into the fence behind home plate. Here comes the 1-2. High and outside as Fife misses the mark. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 away, Reese Winchester over at second. A 2-0 Carson-Newman lead. And the bottom half of the 5th inning. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. 2-2 to Macaulay Bailey. Wave and a miss. Huge strikeout for Fife as Bailey comes up empty. And there's 2 away. As Grace Gregory will now step into the righty's batter's box. First pitch to Gregory, first pitch swing, pops it up, foul ground, first base side. Tucker ranges over to her left and will make the grab for out number 3. As the Eagles nab 1 more run on 2 hits with one runner left on base. It was Winter Morris with the RBI ground rule double to make it 2-0 Carson-Newman as we head into the 6th inning. Back with more on the Eagle Sports Network.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Welcome back to Johnson City, Tennessee. It is a 2-0 lead for Carson-Newman after Winter Morris hit a ground rule RBI double in the bottom of the 6th inning to drive in Abby Martin and make it 2-0 Carson-Newman. As we come into the top half of the 6th inning, Angela Tucker leads off, facing Sarah Walker, who continues to be a swift worker on the mound. 52 pitches thrown, 37 of them strikes. This time is called. And now a conversation down the third base side in front of the Carson-Newman dugout. And Coach Jackie Huff coming over, talk with the umpire, and I think there's a little bit of a confusion here as Angela Tucker comes up. I had noted that she came into the game in right field defensively, and this was the spot that had held Aubrey Leonard. Maybe just a missed sub by Carson-Newman. As Tucker will lead off. First pitch from Walker is down and away outside, 1-0. Tucker with her first at-bat of the season, the 1-0, is in there for a strike. Tucker, a native of Lake Butler, Florida, stands in the lefty's batter's box, the 1-1. Tucker puts down a bunt that bounces off of home plate, and it'll be a foul ball. And the count moves to 1-2. Sarah Walker looking for another punch out. Here comes the 1-2. Tucker, sharply hit ground ball, fielded by Gregory at third, snaps a throw to first, and it's in time for out number 1. And it's back to the top of the order with Megan Monk for Converse. Monk is 0 for 2. Had a ground out and then reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch from Walker to Monk misses inside for ball 1. Righty on righty matchup, the 1-0 from Walker. About a ball inside, and it's 2-0. Carson-Newman 5 outs away from getting to 4-0 on the season. 2-1 win over Glenville State yesterday, paired with a 6-5 win over Concord. And then got a win against Davis and Elkins this morning. 5-1 was the final there, as Walker sends one down the chute for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 delivery. This is muscled out into left field by Monk, and it is down for a base hit. Or excuse me, that is Paige Fleming that was into the contest and in as a pinch hitter, and she gets on base, and then she is quickly replaced by Monk on the base paths. And so here comes Tyler Karabak. Will take a first pitch strike right down the gut from Sarah Walker, and it's 0-1. Karabak 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs. Here's the 0-1. Shoots this the other way and into right field for a base hit. Back-to-back base hits from the Valkyries puts the tying run on the bases as Monk moves up to second base. And it looks like there will be a change upcoming in the circle as Michael Graves heads out of the third base dugout and chats with the home plate umpire. Sarah Walker, 63 pitches thrown, 45 strikes. She was also the one that broke this game open with a solo home run in the second inning, her first career home run. As it looks like Carson-Newman will be heading to the bullpen. It'll be Lorelei Spradlin, who started game 1 yesterday against Glenville State, looking to close things out. Comes in with 2 runners on and 1 away in the top half of the 6th inning. We'll take a quick break on the Eagle Sports Network as Spradlin gets warmed up.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Welcome back on the Eagles Sports Network. Lorelei Spradlin into the circle for Carson-Newman. Looking for 5 more outs. The right-handed sophomore makes her second appearance on the weekend and has a first pitch ball inside to Madison Davis, the third baseman and 3-hitter for Converse. Yesterday against Glenville State, Spradlin went 4 1/3 innings, giving up just 1 run on 5 hits with a strikeout and 2 walks. As the 1-0 comes in and catches the outer edge for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Spradlin comes home on the 1-1. Another called strike on the fastball, burning the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 runners on for Converse, trailing 2-0 in the top half of the 6th inning. Spradlin 1-2, pulls it just a little bit wide. Anne-Marie Richards holds on to it, and there was an aggressive secondary lead over at second base by Megan Bunk, but she's able to get back in time. Tyler Karabak is over at first base for the Valkyries. Here is the 2-2. Davis lifts it in the air. Pop up in shallow center. Winchester goes back. She can't come up with it. And everyone advances another 60 feet. Abby Martin had a long run into center field. She couldn't get there. And Winchester trying to make the over-the-shoulder grab. It will land in right center with a base hit. And everyone moves another 60 feet. And so the bases are loaded with 1 away for Charlie Gibson. Gibson is a dangerous hitter. She is 1 for 2 today. Coming into today's contest, she was second best hitter on this Converse side. Came in 3 for 7 across the first 3 games she's appeared in with 2 starts. Had 3 doubles for all 3 of those hits. And all of them came on January 30th against Clark Atlanta on the opening day of the season for the Valkyries. Yesterday she was 0 for 4 against Tusculum. And now a conversation for head coach Michael Graves, the officials, and now they're circling in Jackie Huff down the third base side. Trying to see what it could be. Potentially that a runner had left early. But nothing appears to come of it, and so the bases stay loaded with 1 away. Megan Monk over at third. The tying run in Karabak is at second. Actually, Davis has left first base, so there is an out on that play. have to talk with the umpires and figure out what transpired there. It's possible it was a base running error for Madison Davis. As the count moves to 1-1, Gibson on the ground. Gregory fields at third, fires across the diamond, and it's in time for out number 3. And so we will head into the bottom of the 6th. It's a 2-0 Carson-Newman lead. Back with more on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Back for the bottom of the 6th inning here from Johnson City. Converse leaves 2 runners on in the top of the 6th inning, and so it's back to Natasha Fife facing 5, 6, and 7 in the Carson-Newman order, beginning with Anne-Marie Richards, who takes the first pitch ball outside. The righty and Richards facing the lefty and Fife, and it is 1-0, or it is 1-0 in the count. A 2-0 lead for Carson-Newman. Looking for 3 more outs in the top of the 7th. The 1-0 is high, and peel down to first, and umpire says Richards did not go. It is 2 balls and no strikes. Richards, the catcher, 0 for 2 in this afternoon of contest. Now she's 1 for 3 as she shoots one into center field. It'll go all the way to the wall. Fielded by Karaback, who fires it back in. A scorching shot from Anne-Marie Richards that was out of reach for the diving shortstop in Jones. And just like that, it's a leadoff double for Anne-Marie Richards. And Carson-Newman has a runner in scoring position, looking to add on to its 2-0 lead. And there is possibly a pinch runner coming in, and there will be in place of Richards. It is Shelby Armstrong that comes out of the third base dugout and will replace Richards on the base paths. And so Katie Mathena now steps into the righty's batter's box. Mathena puts a bunt down, rolls down the first base side. Thomas picks it up, fires to first, and it's covered up by Schwartzel for out number 1. Advancing over to third goes Armstrong, and she's 60 feet away from making it a 3-0 ball game for Carson-Newman. And then re-entering in this spot now for Carson-Newman comes Sarah Walker, after she was replaced in the circle by Lorelei Spradlin. As Walker took a first pitch strike and now takes a ball. And here's the 1-1. Walker shoots it the other way into right field for a base hit, and that will score Armstrong to make it a 3-0 Carson-Newman lead. Sarah Walker picks up her second RBI of the day. And makes it a 3-0 Carson-Newman lead. As now up to bat comes Addie Saunders, who fouls away the first pitch. And so it's 0-1 with one away. Walker's over at first base. Second RBI for Sarah Walker. Saunders, a delayed swing, pulls it down the first base side. It caroms off the glove of Thomas into the arms of Schwartzel, who tosses it back to Thomas, and she's not able to get her foot on the bag in time as Saunders will reach. All of that for an infield single as Walker gets over to second base. And now it comes to Abby Martin, the 9-hitter for Carson-Newman. Swings on the first pitch, loops one into right field, and it is down for a fair ball. It'll roll into foul ground. Around comes Walker in to score. Saunders turns, coming in to score as Martin gets all the way to third base. A triple from Abby Martin. It had so much spin that it landed down the right field line. It was fair, and then there's a little bit of an alcove down the right field line. It goes all the way into that corner. It was such a long run for the right fielder Tucker that Martin got all the way to third base. And Carson-Newman makes it a 5-0 ball game. As it comes up to Malia Smith, she swings on the first pitch, loops one out towards center field. Catch is made by Schwartzel ranging back. Her momentum carries her forward, allowing Martin to tag up, and she comes in to score. 6-0 Carson-Newman. A 4-spot in the bottom of the 6th inning, exactly what the doctor ordered to add some more insurance for these Eagles. As Reese Winchester now comes up and takes the first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Well, it was 2-0. Carson-Newman had really struggled to get its offense going, and now they've found a new gear as Martin picks up 2 RBIs there and continues her scorching hot start to the season. She's 2 for 2 today with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a walk, and a pair of stolen bases. There's a lot of contention for the player of the game for Carson-Newman if they're able to get the last 3 outs. As the count moves to 0-2, Winchester on the 0-2 offering, fans and misses, and goes down swinging as Carson-Newman completes the the bottom of the 6th inning with 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Looking for 3 more outs in the top of the 7th inning when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Top of the 7th inning. Carson-Newman in need of 3 more outs to start the season 4-0 with a perfect showing at the Big Region preseason preview invitational. And coming into the circle, looking to close things out, Kalia Merritt will make her first appearance. The freshman out of Wayne, West Virginia. Stands at 5'9", is a righty, and will face the middle part of this Converse order, 5, 6, and 7, beginning with Kiara Thomas. As here comes the first pitch from Merritt, and it is in for a called strike on the inner half. Merritt, the last of the 8 freshmen to make their appearance this weekend, to make their debuts, and someone that Holly Tucker-Vance and Michael Graves were hoping they would have a little bit of leeway to see what they had out of the young freshman. And that offensive outburst in the bottom half of the 6th inning was exactly what they needed in order to see what the young freshman has going. Missed on the last pitch. It's 1-1. The next one comes in. Blooped up left side of the infield. Gregory and Smith collide, but Gregory holds on to make the grab for out number 1. And so Carson-Newman 2 outs away from improving to 4-0 as Olivia Jones steps in. Merritt, the daughter of former NFL player Ahmad Bradshaw, who played for the Giants for 9. He spent 9 seasons in the NFL, a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Giants. Of course, the Seahawks yesterday winning the Super Bowl over the Patriots, something Ahmad Bradshaw knows a thing or two about, with 2 Super Bowl wins, both coming over the Patriots, as Jones takes the first pitch ball on the outside half, standing in the righty's batter's box. Here comes the 1-0. It's in there for a called strike. Bradshaw played his college football at Marshall, which is also where my boss, Adam Cavalier, went to college. And I guess my technical other boss, Andrew Rogers, he also went there. A couple of thundering heard in the Carson-Newman building as the 1-1 from Merritt dips in the dirt, and it's 2-1. And Carson-Newman just in need of 2 more outs, looking to get to 4-0 on the season. Took down Glenville State yesterday 2-1, then Concord 6-5 to close out day 1. Picked up a 5-1 win over Davis and Elkins this morning, and now leads Converse 6-0. The 2-1, a wave and a miss from Jones, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. Merritt sits at the belt, rocks and deals. The 2-2 chopped foul down the the third base side. Count stays where it is, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 for Merritt on the break even. Jones again fouls it away. Third base side. Merritt settles back in after an abbreviated pause on the foul ball. Comes set and the break even. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Merritt puts her down looking on the off speed that freezes Jones. And Kalia Merritt has her first career strikeout. And there's 2 away in the top of the 7th. Charlie Schwartzel. Last chance to keep things going for Converse in the top half of the 7th. These 2 teams will meet again on February 24th in Spartanburg as Merritt starts Schwartzel off with a strike. And it's 0-1. It has been a much smoother day for Carson-Newman of sorts. Here comes the 0-1 from Merritt. Schwartzel in the air, pops it up. This will stay on the infield. Macaulay Bailey moves in towards the circle and makes the grab for out number 3. Carson-Newman goes perfect in this 2-day event in Johnson City and improves to 4-0 on the season to get the win. And Converse will drop to 1-4. Up next for the Eagles, they will be on the road in the Low Country Classic down in Hardeeville, South Carolina, hosted by USC Beaufort, where they will take on Erskine and Beaufort on the 13th and 14th of February. Both days it is set for an 11 a.m. start, followed by a second game at 3 p.m. for the Eagles. But that'll do it for today's broadcast in Johnson City. Sarah Walker stars in this 6-0 win in Game 2. As the Eagles get to 4-0, Abby Martin continues to be stellar this season, going 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs on a triple, and a couple of stolen bases. Elsewhere for the Eagles, it was a pair of hits for Sarah Walker. She went 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored on the Eagles' first long ball of the season, a solo home run in the second inning. But that'll do it for today's broadcast, and a special thanks if you're able to tune in at any time throughout this trip to Johnson City. Eagles will not be at home until the 21st of February when they take on King in their home opener. But until then, you'll catch me at the Low Country Classic on Friday and Saturday, the 13th and 14th of February. Till then, I'm Matt Scalzo saying so long from Johnson City. Enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon.